and welcome. Today we are problem solving, and also for the next few videos we are problem solving hamstring cramping with bridging. So what is that all about exactly? Why do your hamstrings cramp sometimes and not other times? Or why do they cramp consistently for some people? Well, it's actually very simple. It's got nothing to do with your hamstrings really. It's your adductor that's being the naughty guy here. It's moving in the wrong direction and actually interfering with your hamstring being able to do what it should be doing. So it's a bit like they're reaching a stalemate and nobody's going to move out the way. It's like walking down the sidewalk and trying to get out of somebody's way, but they keep moving in the same direction you are. Okay, so it's a bit like that. So we're going to look at some different ways that we can deal with this. But also I think we sometimes become obsessed with symmetry, and that we think that we always have to do the bridge with the legs fully aligned and in the right place. So we're going to actually have some fun with bridging once we've sort of figured out how to get rid of that pesky hamstring cramp, which is really an adductor cramp. Right? So the first thing we're going to look at is, where do our hamstrings sit versus where do our inner thighs sit? And we're going to do this through touch, because touch is incredibly powerful for your brain. And if we can alert the brain to where everything is, it's also much easier for us to understand and to apply this knowledge. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So let's get you to stand up. And first of all, we're going to trace the 3 hamstring muscles. So your hamstrings attach from your sitting bone in the center of your butt. So it's hopefully the bit that you're sitting on when you're sitting on the chair. And we have got 2 of them attaching to the inside front of your knee and 1 of them attaching to the outside. Okay, so we're going to start from the sitting bone here, rub the sitting bone, and we've got lovely Fleur helping us here. So we're going to rub that sitting bone, let your hand slide down the back of your thigh, and then as it comes to your knee, let it slide around and just find there's like a little bony knobble on the side there. Just give that a bit of a rub and then come back up to the sitting bone, and we'll just do that a couple of times. Good. Now the other 2 we're going to do at the same time, because they're going to come from the sitting bone, and you might need to just change hands here. You're going to come down through the inside and you're going to come around and attach. Again, there's a little bony protrusion on the inside of your knee there that you're just going to rub, and then you're going to come back up and find the sitting bone. And rub down, switch hands so it's easy for you to come around. Otherwise you feel like you're turning yourself into a pretzel, and then you're going to come back up. Okay, so that's the support at the back of your leg with your hamstrings. Now your adductor muscle shares a part of the sort of fascial connection on the back inside. So if you think of your adductor as the sort of side panel or the inside panel of your leg, it comes from about halfway up the shaft of your thigh bone, and then it is slightly from the back, and it wraps up to the inside of your pubic bone. So you're just going to come to the pubic bone on that same side, and you'll just have to rub on the outside of the pubis, and then come back down to about halfway, and then come back up, okay, and halfway, and 1 more time just to make that connection. So what is the big deal with this inner thigh muscle? First of all, it pulls you closer to the midline, right? It also helps when you want to cross one leg over the other. But more importantly than that, when we're walking, as we step forward and we start shifting our weight over to the side to transfer the weight, the adductor helps to pull us forward. So your adductor muscle actually has to wrap forward when we come into that standing phase, or if we can almost think about just before we go into extension, because as we go into extension, it's going to now start wrapping the other way. Now, when we're doing a bridge, we're basically having to wrap the inner thigh forward. If it's wrapping backwards, that's when we get the cramp. Okay, so we want to make sure that this is working properly. So by tracing our hamstrings and our adductors, we've alerted our brain to the area of the body that we're going to be working. So I hope you've enjoyed this first video and you've learned something from it. Please subscribe below, and if you want more information and more help, please have a look at the link for the Teach Pilates with Confidence Academy, where I help teachers to problem solve different areas of the body and help you to answer any of the questions that you come across in your daily practice.